Bạn muốn mình viết lại y nguyên đoạn sau, giữ nguyên nội dung, không thêm bớt, không sáng tạo. Đây là đoạn bạn đưa. Number 13. The availability heuristic. Imagine you're getting ready to fly on an airplane. You know that statistically, flying is one of the safest ways to travel, but you just saw a news report about a plane crash. Now, the idea of getting on that plane feels terrifying. Your brain is giving you a powerful, gut-wrenching feeling of dread that has nothing to do with logic. This is a weird human glitch called the availability heuristic. It's a mental shortcut your brain takes where it overestimates the importance of information that it can easily recall. Because the memory of that plane crash is fresh and vivid, your brain immediately jumps to it, even though the actual likelihood of a crash is incredibly low. This isn't just about flying either. It's why people are more afraid of shark attacks than they are of falling coconuts, even though coconuts kill about 150 people a year and sharks kill about 10. You see a viral video of a shark attack, and it sticks with you. You don't see a compilation of people getting bonked on the head by a coconut. Your brain thinks, well, I can't remember any coconut-related deaths, so they must be rare. It's basically your brain's version of recency bias, where it assumes that if it can't remember something, it must not be important. This is one of the most powerful glitches because it often goes against all logic and reason. You know a crash is unlikely, but your brain is still yelling, "Run, you idiot!" Number 12, the Dunning-Kruger effect. Have you ever met someone who is absolutely convinced they are a master at something, even though they're terrible at it? Like your friend who insists he's a DJ but only knows how to press shuffle on Spotify? This isn't a sign of delusion. It's a perfectly normal human glitch called the Dunning-Kruger effect. It's a cognitive bias where people with low ability in a certain task overestimate their own performance. The irony here is that to recognize your own lack of skill, you need a certain level of skill in the first place. People who are genuinely good at something often doubt themselves, while people who are terrible at something are often wildly overconfident. It's a cruel joke your brain plays on you. You're too dumb to realize you're dumb. This is why you see so many armchair experts on the internet. Someone reads one article about a complex topic, and suddenly they're an expert. They don't have enough knowledge to even recognize the limits of their own knowledge. The most knowledgeable people in the world are often the most humble because they know just how much they don't know. Meanwhile, the guy who just finished one audiobook on a topic is ready to start a podcast about it. Number 11, the framing effect. You walk into a store and you see a sign that says 90% fat-free. It sounds great, right? You feel good about your healthy choice. But then you walk a little further and see a different product with a sign that says contains only 10% fat. That doesn't sound so healthy anymore, even though they're the exact same thing. This is a subtle human glitch known as the framing effect. Your brain reacts differently to the same information depending on how it's presented or framed. The first option is framed positively, focusing on what you're gaining, fat-free, while the second is framed negatively, focusing on what you're getting, 10% fat. Marketers have been exploiting this glitch for a long time. It's why a doctor will tell you a surgery has a 90% success rate and not a 10% failure rate. The facts are identical, but your brain processes the first one as a good decision and the second one as a bad one. Basically, your brain is easily tricked by clever wording, making you a walking, talking puppet to whoever knows how to pull the right strings. It's not about what's true, it's about how the... Bạn có muốn mình viết tiếp đoạn còn dang dở ở cuối, y nguyên theo bản gốc không? Đây là phần bạn yêu cầu mình viết lại y nguyên, không thêm bớt, không sáng tạo. Tiếp nối từ đoạn trước. Truth is sold to you. Number 10, the sunk cost fallacy. You're halfway through a movie you absolutely hate. It's boring, the acting is terrible, and the plot makes no sense. But you've already been sitting there for an hour and a half, so you feel like you have to finish it. You can't just leave now, right? This is the sunk cost fallacy, a bizarre human glitch where you continue to invest time, money, or effort into something because you've already invested so much. The money and time you've already spent are gone. They're sunk. Continuing to sit through a bad movie won't bring that time back, but your brain convinces you it's a good idea to keep going. This glitch is why people stay in bad relationships, cling to dead-end jobs, or keep a broken car they've already spent thousands of dollars fixing. Your brain says, well, I've already come this far. I can't quit now, even though quitting would save you from wasting even more time and resources. It's a fundamental misunderstanding of logic. The smartest thing to do is to cut your losses, but your brain's emotional side is screaming, no, we didn't waste an hour and a half for nothing. It makes you a prisoner of your past decisions, unable to move forward because you're too busy trying to justify what you've already done. Number 9, the fundamental attribution errors. Your boss is late for a meeting, and you immediately think, wow, he's so irresponsible and lazy. But when you're late for a meeting, you rationalize it. The traffic was terrible, and my alarm didn't go off. This is a classic human glitch called the fundamental attribution error. It's the tendency to blame other people's behavior on their character or personality, while blaming your own behavior on external circumstances. Your boss wasn't late because of traffic. He was late because he's a bad person. But you weren't late because you're a bad person. You were late because of a series of unfortunate events outside your control. It's the ultimate form of hypocrisy, and we all do it. It's why we get so frustrated with the person in front of us who's driving slowly, but we never consider that maybe they're rushing a loved one to the hospital. Instead, our brain just defaults to, they're a bad driver. It's a shortcut our brain takes to make quick judgments about people, but it's a shortcut that's almost always wrong. It's like your brain is a lazy detective, jumping to the easiest conclusion instead of doing the hard work of investigating the facts. Number 8, the bandwagon effect. You walk into a store and you see a crowd of people gathered around a new product. You have no idea what it is, but you immediately think, wow, that must be good. Everyone's getting it. This is a bizarre human glitch called the bandwagon effect. It's a psychological phenomenon where people do something because a lot of other people are doing it. Your brain, in its infinite wisdom, assumes that if a bunch of other people are doing something, it must be the right thing to do. This is why trends spread like wildfire, from fashion choices to political ideologies. It's a shortcut to decision-making, where your brain outsources its judgment to the crowd. It's why you get in line for a new food truck even though you have no idea what they're serving, and it's why so many people rush to buy the same new gadget. Your brain says, safety in numbers, and your wallet says, oh no. It's basically your brain's way of avoiding the hard work of thinking for itself by just following the herd. Number 7, the Google effect. Have you ever tried to remember a fact, given up, and just said, I'll Google it later? That right there is a new school human glitch called the Google effect, or digital amnesia. It's the tendency to forget information that you know you can easily look up. Our brains have always been excellent at filtering out information that isn't useful. But now they're starting to view a huge chunk of knowledge as not useful because they know it's always accessible. Why waste precious brain power remembering the capital of Peru when you can just ask your phone in 2 seconds? This glitch is a double-edged sword. On one hand, it frees up your brain to focus on more creative and abstract thinking. On the other hand, it makes you incredibly dependent on technology. It also changes how we learn. Instead of building a deep, interconnected web of knowledge, we're building a bunch of shallow, isolated facts that we can quickly access. You don't have to know things anymore. You just have to know where to find them. Your brain is basically evolving to be less of a library and more of a search engine. Bạn có muốn mình tiếp tục chép nguyên văn từ number 6 trở xuống không? Đây là phần bạn vừa đưa, mình chép lại y nguyên không thêm bớt, không sang tạo. Number 6, the Baader-Meinhof phenomenon. You just bought a new car. Suddenly, you see that exact car everywhere. It's on the highway, in the grocery store parking lot, and in your neighbor's driveway. It seems like the entire world has decided to buy the same car as you. This is a weird human glitch called the Baader-Meinhof phenomenon, and it's not a coincidence. It's a trick your brain plays on you. It's the illusion where something you just learned or noticed seems to pop up everywhere. Your brain isn't suddenly seeing more of that car, it's just paying more attention to it. Before you bought the car, your brain filtered it out as background noise. But now that it's relevant to you, your brain's selective attention is on high alert. This glitch is why you notice your friend's new haircut everywhere you go, or why you hear a new word and suddenly hear it in every conversation. Your brain isn't just listening for the word, it's expecting it. It's a fun little reminder that your reality is not a fixed, objective thing. It's a constantly shifting landscape of what your brain decides is important. Number 5, the Tetris effect. You've probably experienced this. You spend a whole day playing a video game, and when you close your eyes, you can still see the game. Or you're a bartender, and after a long shift, you find yourself subconsciously stacking cups in your head. This is the Tetris effect, a perfectly normal human glitch where your brain continues to process and organize a repetitive task even after you've stopped doing it. It's not a hallucination. It's your brain's way of subconsciously rehearsing a pattern or skill. The more repetitive the task, the more likely you are to experience this. The brain is basically replaying the experience on a loop, trying to find a more efficient way of doing it. This can be fun, but it can also be a little creepy, especially if the repetitive task is something like sorting files or counting numbers. Your brain is so obsessed with finding patterns that it will create them in your dreams. It's a weird reminder that your brain is always working, even when you're not. Number 4, the serial position effect. You're at a party and you're introduced to 10 new people. You probably won't remember the name of the 5th person you met, but you'll almost certainly remember the first and last person. This is a classic human glitch called the serial position effect. Your brain is much better at remembering things at the beginning of a list, the primacy effect, and the end of a list, the recency effect. The middle is a weird cognitive black hole. This is why teachers put the most important topics at the beginning and end of a lesson. And it's why you're more likely to remember the first and last item on your grocery list. Your brain is basically a terrible secretary who only pays attention at the beginning and end of the day. This glitch is a great example of how your memory isn't just a simple recording device. It's a very selective and often flawed filter. Bạn có muốn mình tiếp tục chép y nguyên từ number 3 trở xuống không? Đây là đoạn bạn vừa gửi, mình chép lại y nguyên, không thêm bớt, không sang tạo. Number 3, the cheerleader effect. You're walking through a mall and you see a group of people who are all incredibly attractive, but then you see one of them alone and you think, they're not as hot as I thought. This is a weird human glitch called the cheerleader effect. It's the tendency for people to appear more attractive when they are in a group than when they are alone. Your brain's lazy. It takes a quick mental average of the group's attractiveness, and that average becomes the new baseline. When you see someone from the group alone, your brain is like, wait, they don't look as good as the group average. This glitch is a great example of how your brain's perception is easily influenced by context. It's a trick that's been used by everyone from advertising agencies to movie producers. It makes you a walking, talking puppet to whoever knows how to put the right people in the right group. Number 2, the Zeigarnik effect. Have you ever had a song stuck in your head? It plays on a loop over and over again, and you can't get rid of it. But as soon as you listen to the whole song, it magically disappears. This is a human glitch called the Zeigarnik effect. It's the tendency for your brain to remember unfinished or interrupted tasks better than completed ones. Your brain hates loose ends. It creates a kind of cognitive tension that can only be released by finishing the task. This is why you remember that one email you didn't finish yesterday, and it's why you remember a TV show that was canceled on a cliffhanger. Your brain is a completionist, and it will nag you until you finish a task. This is a great glitch for productivity, but it can also be a little creepy, especially if the unfinished task is something like a terrible joke or a bad memory. Your brain is basically throwing a tantrum in your honor, demanding that you finish what you started. Number 1, the spotlight effect. You walk into a crowded room, and you immediately feel like everyone is staring at you. You trip, and you're convinced that everyone saw it and is judging you. You feel like you're the main character in a movie, and the rest of the world is just an audience. This is a final weird human glitch called the spotlight effect. It's the feeling that people are paying far more attention to your appearance and behavior than they actually are. In reality, everyone is so busy worrying about their own spotlight effect that they don't have time to notice you. Your brain is convinced that you're the center of attention, but in reality, you're just another extra in the background of everyone else's movie. This is why a small stain on your shirt feels like a massive, embarrassing blunder, and it's why you feel so self-conscious about a bad hair day. It's an overestimation of your own importance. Your brain is basically throwing a grand, dramatic production in your honor, and the audience is just a bunch of people looking at their phones. Như vậy mình đã chép lại đủ từ number 13, number 1. Bạn có muốn mình ghép toàn bộ thành một file hoàn chỉnh để dễ đọc? Dùng luôn không?